My name's John Freese. The company that I'm a part of is called JourneyGym, and we have invented the world's first truly portable universal gym. It's a gym in a briefcase, and it changes when and where people work out. The catalyst behind the product and where the concept came from was my brother and I were traveling to a trade show for our previous company, and we always stayed at lower end hotels just to save costs. And almost unequivocally, the gyms there were inadequate or didn't exist at all. And so one day, we had to be to a trade show in about 20 minutes, and we didn't have time to get in a run. And I said, man, it would just be phenomenal if there was like a gym in a briefcase that you could throw into your suitcase and take with you on travel. And that was the original idea and the impetus for the product. Put that in the back of the brain for about 5 years until we sold our other company, and then went out to create the JourneyGym. Our markets and the channels through which we distribute the JourneyGym are threefold. First is international exclusive distributors, second is business to business, and third is direct to consumer. The largest volume to date that we've sold to has been through international distributors in Japan, throughout South and Central America, the Philippines, etc. So we actually give them exclusive rights to the product to sign up for sales minimums, and these guys distribute through all forms of different distribution channels, big box retail, etc. The second largest volume has been direct through business to business sales, and that's our direct sales team. And we have sold to hotels, to fitness clubs, largely to corporations as a corporate wellness solution, and now we're trying to actually get into diet centers as well. In each of those business to business sales capacities, we've actually proven to them that they will make or save money by giving people access to the JourneyGym. It'll decrease absenteeism in the workplace, increase the number of patrons that will stay at their hotel and the hotel environment, etc. And the last, which is the least amount of volume, but which has the biggest potential, is direct to consumer. And so we currently sell via our website, Amazon.com, and through affiliate websites. I love having a physical product personally, having come from a content and software company in the medical arena, in that industry. It's a completely different ball game. We do have content and software for this company as well, which I think you have to have for any company in today's world. But I gotta be honest, it feels great to be able to walk into a place with your product and not just have it be screenshots. It feels great to walk into a place and someone says, wow, this has tangible value. And it feels great to walk into a place and not always say, hey, listen, for a small recurring monthly fee, you can use what I made. You know, it's a one-time fee, you buy it, you use it, and you get the results you want to get. So it feels really good. Of course, there's new challenges and hurdles associated with that, like inventory management and cost allocation for inventory. But candidly, I don't think it's that big of a hurdle to get over to learn that. The Portland startup scene for me, having spent a decent amount of time in Seattle, not as much time in the Bay Area, and some time in LA, and all those areas working to some degree on startups. I think it is the most collaborative, the most community focused, and the most pay it forward oriented. And essentially anyone and everyone will give you time, everyone will give you feedback and advice, and it's very small. And I think that bodes well for building amazing companies. I think we all know some of the hurdles and challenges we face as being seen as a tier 2 or tier 3 city. But I think yourself and what a lot of organizations are doing is trying to change that. And ultimately the way to change it is positive exits, convert yourself into an angel investor, do the next startup. Positive exit, angel invest, do the next startup, over and over and over again. Starvups is a founders only entrepreneurial peer mentoring group. All we do is bring in founder members to have about 35 events a year with one single goal. And that is to help them survive the first 18 months, to have them thrive into profitability, and to have them strive towards a positive exit. So when you join Starvups, you have to be a founder of a true startup, not a franchisee or some service-based business. 2, you have to have a real initiative to build and sell this business. And then last but not least, you have to be heavily focused on paying it forward to your peers. It's more about giving than getting. And the results speak for themselves. It's a virtual incubator, and at this point, 83% of the companies that have been in the group are still in business. Nearly 2/3 are profitable. 10% have been acquired. 2 Inc. 500 companies, and our first company looks like it's going public now. So It's simple. It's just peers assisting peers. Because, like we say, if I were trying to become a world-class athlete and get into the Olympics for track and field, the coach matters, genetics matter, upbringing matters, but ultimately when you get to that level, you need to surround yourself with the best athletes in your particular sport as possible and thrive off of one another to reach that level of performance that it requires to build and sell one of these things. I would say the most significant piece of advice I could give a founder of a startup, if I just could give them one, I'd say, listen, you have to know right now that the purpose behind why you're doing this is so significant and so purposeful and so heartfelt that if you didn't do this, your life would be incomplete. Because if that's not where you're coming from, if that's not where this notion, this idea, this concept, this product stemmed from, I think you're likely destined to just either do okay or to fail. Perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, absolutely not quitting no matter what, to me is the single characteristic that matters the most. It's the only types of companies I invest in. It's the only types of companies that I want to be involved in. It's the only reason I would ever start a company, is because I will take that to the finish line, period, no questions asked. And all too often you hear people talk about their startups as a project or their current venture, or I'm going to try this out because I think there's a big market opportunity. I think you absolutely have to find a real problem, create a real solution, and be extremely passionate and committed to that solution. If you're not, I wouldn't waste your time. It's too much. It's too much sacrifice for you, your family. It's just too much. So I wouldn't suggest that anybody go into it lightheartedly.